Hello, welcome to the First Lady Point of View show, everyone. I'm your host, the First Lady, Felicia K. This is where you can expect culture, music, news, reviews, fashion, and exclusive interviews. And today, we got a very special guest to me that I'm happy that's in the building. So stick around. We'll be right back with one of those exclusive interviews right after this.
It's the First Lady Point of View. First Lady Point of View. You tuned in. It's the First Lady Point of View.
Welcome back to the First Lady Point of View show. Man, I'm going to get right into it. We're going to introduce our very special guest today. We have none other than legendary Sacramento artist, Bueno, in the building. Hello, Bueno.
Hello. How you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm blessed.
Oh, man.
Thank you for having me.
I was going to say that first. I was going to say thank you for coming.
I beat you to the punch, Thank you for having me.
Man, I'm so happy to have you on the show. We were supposed to have been doing this on some platform, but timing is everything.
Exactly.
And this was the best place to get you just based on the simple fact that your transition.
Right.
So I'm diving right in, okay?
Right.
First off, everybody knows your music legacy.
Right.
You've been doing this so long.
Right.
I mean, you've worked with the best of the best. I mean, I could just go down the list of all the people you work with. You could tell them a few, because I want to go into something else. That's why your show's title is what it is.
Right.
So tell a little bit about your music background. When did you get started in music, and who would you say was your most monumental people that you've worked with through this journey?
It's a lot of monumental people, all like so many, right? Like some engineers, some of the most uncommon, right? People would be some of the monumental relationships and experiences. First of all, I started in 2003. That was my first album, Changed the Game. It did real well, and I was fortunate enough to be able to have some real monumental people on that project. One of them happened to be Mac Dre.
Yeah.
So the relationship I ended up forging out with Mac Dre and with Yuck Mouth from that beginning project in 2003, it had to be some of my more memorable and super monumental relationships and moments in hip hop.
Yeah, you've been doing it a long time, and I noticed you've been back. I don't want to give it away. I don't know if it's okay for me to say this, but I'm going to just put this out there. I'm not going to say too much because this is an international television show, but I noticed you've been back dabbling in the music now. You getting ready to drop some. I don't want to give it away, but I know you're about to drop something legendary.
Well, what it is like when we was kids, right? The music come out like once a year.
Yeah.
Once every 2 years, Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Prince, right? All of that, right? And even the hip hop, right? Early hip hop, right? But everything got so sped up. Attention span's a lot shorter. It's people putting out multiple music. And Master P was one of the first people to kind of change the game. He put out 20-something albums and all these albums in a year and stuff. But my thing is, I never really left, right? I just kind of took that time that some artists, especially in the past, usually take to kind of just move on to their next project, right?
Yeah.
And the last project I did was in the middle of quarantine. It was American Cream. It was a movie and a soundtrack,
That's what I want to get into.
Right,
yeah.
So the quarantine, so it's been like about a little over a year and a half. And then I'm kind of ready to put some more music out there. But it wasn't so much me not doing music, me leaving or anything like that. It was more so like the quarantine, and then just taking my time.
Yeah.
Because I put out so much music so long
you
from
can
so
kind of
fast.
sit back.
Right?
Yeah, you can sit back. And I never got the vibe you was leaving music. And that's what I want to talk to you a little bit about the transition. I've been watching you go into, that's why I said timing is everything.
Right.
The movies.
Right.
Like even your very first movie, it was so good. I'm like, I wonder if he's been thinking about this a long time. Like, is it something that you kind of always knew you was gonna go into?
Yeah.
Or I was thinking, or is it something that like the longer you've done music and live more life, you get more experiences, you see more, and you be like, okay, I want to tell this outside of the studio.
Well, what it was, see, like ultimately you got to understand, like we come from a standpoint of like movies, music, cars,
Hand in
clothes, you know, all of that stuff is hand in hand. It's the hip hop culture, right?
Right.
And then what I always thought was, let me dabble in one, take advantage, be successful in one, build leverage, and then move on to the other one, and still stay with that one, but just add to my portfolio, right? Yeah. So as as the videos came, I was one of the first people doing videos, you know, because I had been doing music so long. Yeah. And I don't want to say like the first people doing videos,
but
I was one of the earlier I had one of the earlier situations with videos. But as the videos came along, everybody had them. Yeah. So it was a thing to where I got to do more than just a video, right? Yeah, and it was like, let's do it. Let's do a little.
You want to always create a lane where, okay, they're doing that now. Now I got to do this.
You got to go this way.
Yeah. So you don't have to answer. You could just say, you know what, I ain't ready to go there just yet.
Yeah, of course.
So another movie. We doing that?
Yeah. Well, right now I got a new song. Okay. I'm about to release.
That's why I said I didn't want earlier when I said I know there's something that's going to happen, but I don't want to get into it.
And it ain't no secret.
Okay.
Take Your Game, featuring Sine, produced by Airplay Beats. It's a monster. Okay. You know what I mean? Okay. So I'm about to release that video, and that it's a little mini movie type of video, along with the song. But again, just to get kind of back out there a little bit, you know, get more active again, so to speak, and then put some more music behind it, and then get into the part 2 of American Cream.
Yeah. I know a lot of people is excited about this part 2 of American Cream. Yeah. JD and I, we was talking about that. Right. And he was all like, sis, you got to make sure you come out for the next one. I said, you know what, I'm going to do that. Right. And he was all like, man, like he said, it's a couple of y'all that just really got to come out. You got to come out. We going to represent. I was like, I'm going to have to do that.
You definitely want.
I'm going to do that. I just promised Marv I'm going to come be on this podcast. Like, y'all know I don't do the other side of it, right? But I feel like I owe it to you guys. You know, and if you're going to do it, you got to do it one time for your own. Right?
Exactly.
So, that's where we at with that. Yeah. So, as far as I want to get into this real quick. I know we don't got that much time, and I wanted to kind of really, that's what I really want to talk about was the movies and the music, and that's what people ready for. I know, like, when you post certain stuff about, you guys think I should drop my music, like, I watch, like, how many people react to that. Yeah. So I know it's a hunger for it.
And then you got to think about it. I'm getting DMs all day long.
Yeah.
And I ain't one of them people. I'm more private. As much stuff as I show, I'm still private. I be getting so much stuff every day, and that's part of the reason why I got this music coming back out, because I'm getting stuff. They like, bro, it's enough time.
It's time.
And they all kind of came at the same time. They let me chill through the quarantine. Yeah. And then they kind of just wing it. You know, I'm like, bro, and I got the feeling.
And they said, you've been off long enough. Your break is over. That's what it is, man. But that's what you want. You want them to still crave you and want you.
Me. Yeah, of course.
And when that's the case,
when the demand is there, you got to supply.
Absolutely, you supply and demand. Exactly. That's what it's all about. The American Cream, right?
American Cream.
Yeah, I'm with it. I just love the way you move, and I love your tenacity. And you consistent. Like you. This is a thing one of the main things that I really respect about you, other than the fact that you are consistent and you work well with others. Right. You willingly work with others.
You know where that come from, sis?
Where?
Teams.
Sports.
Being on team sports, and ever since I was a kid.
Yeah, and that's
winning
what you
teams,
do.
Right?
I noticed that you mentor the youth in sports, and you I think you had a camp recently.
Yeah. We've been doing.
Tell everybody a little bit about that. That's important.
A little bit about the basketball stuff we're doing. So I recently partnered with OMG. Right?
Okay.
It's a youth organization. It's a community organization basically, and we do camps, leagues, tournaments, and training for kids.
That's what I saw. Training.
Right. So we work out at various different gyms and different places. We work with Daryl Roberts. Okay. We work with Greg King Sr. Yeah. We work with Cliff West, Cornell West, the older brother of Dr. Cornell West. So we do different stuff in the community. I just recently had Turkey Drive and stuff like that, but we try to kind of mesh it all together with youth sports, right? Females and boys. So it's a thing.
That's what you had that's what it was, the co-ed training camp.
We had a basketball camp, a day camp,
Oh, man. Yes. What made you do that, the co-ed? That was so dope.
Well, I come from the sports, right? And I was fortunate enough to play sports, get a basketball scholarship, and go to college, right? Right. So I always keep that in mind, right? I always look back to the youth, obviously, because that's where I came from. And then when it's boys, right, it got to be girls as well, right? Yeah. So I just felt like the community needed something. We had a little platform to do it, and it was a situation that we had to get done. So got it done. And they loved it. So be looking for that too, because we got more of that coming.
Oh man, I know everybody, they're gonna be excited to see it. I know I'm waiting to see that too. And another one of your strong characteristics that I admire is you support everyone.
Yeah.
You always like comment on people on their when they're doing things well. You comment.
Try to spread
positivity. You always spread love. Like, I love you. Keep doing your thing.
Right.
Like, people don't realize, like, when it's a natural thing for you, right? That which is very natural for you.
Yes.
You don't realize how impactful that could be for somebody that's coming out of a shell. Like me, I've always had a harder exterior. I went through some things. I've got hit by a train. You know the story. Watched my cousin die right in front of me. So I lived after that, and then we survived the gang era. I went through a whole, and it was back-to-back tragedy when you're talking about that. Getting hit by the drunk driver, losing my cousin. And that's right after a gang, surviving gang warfare, right? So I always had a tougher exterior. Up until the older I got, I'm letting my guard down. And I know you were always one of the people that would make me feel comfortable with doing that, because you always gave me love and energy. Happy birthday, sis. Love you, sis. Keep up the good work. And people don't realize that, and I'm being transparent about this. I normally don't even go here, but I just want you to know this, because so you'll keep doing that, because to some people they might think it's corny, but to somebody that's like down, like
or
people like
having
people
a rough day,
you don't know, that might really turn somebody's whole energy around. You can't look at the people that might think, well, I ain't gonna say that because they might think it's corny.
Right. So you know me, I got a cannabis delivery company. I own it. Right. We make a lot of money. I got employees. They'll tell you, I treat the dude over here just like the dude over here, to the so-called whoever's mopping the floor, to the executive. You know what I mean? Treat them all the same, right? And that come from Freddie Mae Osby. That come from my mama.
I was just going to say that, because I was going to say Sammy is the same way.
Right, yeah. My brother is the same way.
I love Sammy. Me and Sammy got so much history.
And y'all, you know, because y'all came up in that same era. And
Sammy was one of, Sammy was my first boyfriend.
Oh my God! Talking about my brother, but
because he was like, that was like, we was always real cool, but he was sweet. He was a gentleman. That's the moral of the story.
That's what my
from
mama
your mom.
raised. You know what I mean? And then we always had our dad there. You know what I mean? Dad there to teach us the morals and the values and keep us sharp. You know, and my mom was keeping us really like with some heart. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it was a thing to where like you treat somebody like you want to be treated.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And don't be ashamed of it, because man, you just don't never know. Like,
you don't know what people going through.
Right, and you don't know, and then you might help break somebody out of a shell. You know what? Oh man, I don't have to always be so guarded. It's people out there that want to see me drop my guard. Everybody ain't out to get me. Right.
You know what's crazy? My boy Cream tell me one day, sitting over here, he tell me he been with me since 10 years old. He know me better than I know myself. He said, like, we talking about kind of something negative that someone took my words, right? He's like, man, you gotta watch how you say it, because it you know, you can say the same thing as other people, but they take it a certain way, you know, because they look at you a certain way. People carry you to a certain standard, right? So then you flip it, right, and go, okay, well, it's a power in that, right? Well, I can use that for positive, right? And I ain't got to use it for negative sometime to kind of press somebody, you know what I mean?
So it's the way to do it
for positive,
without,
you know what I mean?
And that's
and be able to get at somebody though in a positive way and uplift them, because they ain't taking other people's words like they taking mine. They like, man,
and that's what I had to learn.
Said that to me. Woo, woo.
That's what I had to learn. So, and once I learned that, I noticed like all these opportunities and things got opened up, and people would say, but I always wanted to work with you. I always wanted to reach you, but you had this guard up. You don't realize it, how powerful that guard is. Until
it come down.
And you know, you've been a testimony to me.
I appreciate it, sis.
And that's
and
major.
vice versa. You know what I mean? That's all we doing is kind of sharpen each other. You know what I mean?
And
still
that's, you know,
still. So
today was a positive day all around. I got to dialogue with people that really like mean something to me, and it's just about paying it forward. So yeah, that's what it's all about. But you guys, we're gonna be right back with some more Bueno right after this. Stick around, don't go nowhere.
Dad?
Just 1 minute, okay?
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
allowed to take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
First lady point of view.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. I hope you all have been enjoying it thus far. In the second half, we're going to get into it some more with Bueno, man. Bueno, I want to talk to you about this here. This is my next question. I want to ask you, what would you tell your 14-year-old self?
My 14-year-old self was going into high school. I was one of the top football and basketball players in the city. So I just tell myself, stay focused and don't let up.
That's it.
You know what I mean? And I didn't let up, but I did a little.
You did.
You know what I mean?
You feel like you did?
Of course, right? Because we all, learn, make mistakes, right? But I was fortunate enough to be able to still go to college for free.
Yeah.
And get a degree and experience all that stuff that I aspire to experience.
And to get the tools to come back and do exactly what you're doing, training kids in sports.
And help other people.
And know how to be a team player.
Right.
That is important, the good relationships, because good relationships, you're going to use those in all aspects of life, right? No matter where you got those skills from, they're going to be valuable no matter where you go.
That's why I try to explain to people the characteristics, especially with sports, right? You're getting all kind of characteristics, you know what I mean? Self-confidence, self-esteem, leadership skills, working well with others, all that stuff you take with you in life. You know what
discipline.
I mean? So, exactly,
because it's
discipline.
a bunch of structure.
A bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Sports can be like the military a little bit.
And then again, the sports and the military work side by side to kind of shape you, you know what I mean, for the future, right? Because you take them characteristics and run with them. And you ain't going to be in sports forever, you ain't going to be in the military forever, but you're going to take them characteristics and be able to use them and apply them in different parts of life forever. So
man, I'm so grateful that we got you coming out the section, putting
course,
out good energy. You need all the aspects.
It came from y'all too. Y'all don't understand. I took a little bit from everybody.
That's what it's all about.
Everybody from the neighborhood.
Yeah, you got to do that. That's what Marv said when he sat down with us about how putting the neighbor back in the hood.
Right.
And that's what it's all about. And it's just it's a real blessing to watch how when you dialogue, you sit down and you talk about, you get to talk with people that you grew up with and grew up around, and you get to see how impactful you all have been to each other.
Right, how we all develop.
In some way
or
form.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Extremely.
Thank you. You always tell me that. That's what I say. You're one of the people that always tell me that.
I want to tell you to your face on the show.
You.
This is amazing.
Yeah,
you know
I mean, and I'm just so happy.
You look beautiful.
Thank
you. Know what I mean? You're doing amazing.
Thank you
and
so
we need
much.
these type of platforms.
Yeah, look,
so
you see they got a tissue, y'all. I got to show y'all this. They got a tissue for me right here because it
for them little sweet moments.
Because it's been the
been
way
real.
it's been set up for me. The last couple of shows, it was intentional people that I grew up with that are doing positive things right now and that mean something to me in my development. I might not always get to publicly tell you guys that, but what better way to do that than on an international platform?
Exactly.
And sometimes you look for the words and you can't find them, and you say, you know what I'll do? I'll just sit him in front of me and say, you know what? One day you said this on my wall, and that changed the whole way I looked at things.
That's what's up.
It dropped my whole guard.
That's what's up.
And after that, if you go back to that timeline and then speed it up 4 years, you'll be like, damn, her post did start changing. Her energy did start changing.
I can see the difference, right?
Yeah,
and, that's
I
what
just
we
want
all
you
here
to know
for.
that because
Thank you.
when you tell people those type of things, it make them be like, okay, it wasn't in vain, and then they'll pour that into somebody else.
That. Exactly.
Yeah, it's not. And this is very important too. I want you guys to take this. with you. Kids are not the only one that need to be watered.
Right.
Some adults need it too.
Not some.
Yeah.
All
of us. Yeah.
And it's not for
not just for bad.
It's not till a certain age.
Right.
It's forever.
It's forever. Right. And you get it. Your mama did a good job. Your dad did a good job.
Shouts out to them Osbys.
Yeah. And you're doing a good job with your kids as well.
Thank you. I learned from them as well.
Yeah. You got your tribe, and they be on deck. They all doing positive things. They close with each other. They're respectful of each other and elders. And they all smiling. They posting awards.
They happy. Yeah.
Yeah. And people say you could tell a lot by a man by his spouse. Well, I feel like you could tell more about a man by his kid.
By his kid and a woman.
Yeah, absolutely.
A woman too.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, no, I thank you for that. All that's conscious. All of its blessings, right?
Yeah.
And them kids do a ton of the work too. You know what I mean? So they handle their business. So.
That's what's up. So, who's your top 5 dead or alive?
Rappers.
No, you can mix it up.
Of what?
I was gonna say rappers because you're a rap artist.
Right.
Usually I
That's
ask the
fine.
people
That's
about
fine.
their genre.
That's fine.
Okay, you
Yeah,
cool with that?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
let's say top 5 dead or alive rappers.
Tupac and Biggie.
Okay.
I gotta throw Ice Cube in there.
Okay,
right?
lyrical.
Taught everybody. He was the first gangster.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
He taught
yeah,
everybody
yeah,
all
yeah.
this, right? Then I wanna, it get tricky after that.
Yeah.
It get tricky for me. Because you got Scarface, you got Andre 3000.
Well, what's interesting, Scarface is one of my top 5. Everybody that know me know that.
Right. That's
always
why
have been.
That's why I threw him right there, because he that top 5-able, right?
Yeah.
So then you got like I said, the Nas's, you got, did I say Jay? Nah, Jay-Z.
Jay-Z is one
You got
of
to throw Jay in there. Because Jay, the one thing about Jay is he lasted the test of time.
Yeah.
He was probably the most consistent
Me
because
and
he's still here.
Bleak, I'm an official West Coast representative for the Nerve DJ, which is sponsored by 300 Entertainment.
Okay.
Shout out to Squad.
Right.
I never shout them out on this platform. Shout out to Nerve DJ, Rock Nation,
That's
Def
what's up.
Jam.
That's what's up.
All you guys, thank you guys for having me to rep the West Coast. But anyway, me and Bleak get into that a lot about that. Jay-Z the GOAT, I'd be like, Jay-Z is not the best lyrical. He's the best businessman.
Yeah, he the best businessman, and he stayed the longest.
Yeah,
you know
so
what
when
I mean?
people say top 5 dead or alive, I'm always surprised when they say Jay-Z, because I'm like, I'm asking you about lyrical,
right,
not
actually noticed.
Yeah, not mogul.
I noticed,
yeah.
right? That's what you want to tell them. But
yeah.
Tupac ain't nobody come
ain't nobody.
close.
Somebody, did you see where somebody said, T-Pain recently
Yeah,
said,
I seen that.
What was that all about?
T-Pain.
Do you think it was
it's
trolling
a few
a little
things.
bit?
Well, a little bit.
Had to be, right?
But part of it is like I'm gonna just be honest, like the new generation, just like us, and I don't want to say the new generation, all the new generations just don't get the information.
They don't.
When we was the new generation, we didn't get the information. You know what I mean? So I think that's what's going on with T-Pain. He don't know.
Yeah,
he don't got a clue.
Yeah, because I'm like,
he
was serious.
And if you wasn't there, you just don't know.
Yeah, you don't know.
It's hard to explain it to you.
Yeah. Yeah, so
they think Drake is like,
yeah, but I love Drake too, though.
No, they go, it's never been nobody this hot, girl. You don't sit down, because Tupac was in every car and every radio and every club and every so.
And some people don't. And then like a lot of the young ones, I think they definitely got greatest of all time potential. I don't think they lived enough yet. They don't got the catalog to substantiate that just yet.
Enough. Drake been getting off.
Yeah, but that's what people
gotta
understand is you gotta be around long enough to get to a certain status, but. I definitely see potential in some of them. And some of them, I'm an old school hip hop historian. I'm a real beat girl. So a lot of times, like those diamonds in the rough, like people be sleeping on. Like I got put on to this guy named Southwest Cho. You might know who he is.
No.
And he did the soundtrack for this show. I'll get into that another time. And I played a song by him on my live, and I get this a lot when I put up songs on live. People will hit me up in the inbox. Who is that? Where is that? But it's not by mistake.
Right.
It's strategic.
Right.
A lot of these people I get through the Nerve DJ, through the movement. So, and when I come across them, that's important.
Right, of course.
Yeah,
that's the main thing, because there's so much music out there,
right.
just for people to be aware of it.
Yeah, that's the deal with that. So I wanna get into one more thing with you before we get ready to wrap it up here. As far as I know, you told me you got the soundtrack coming.
It's more so like we just gonna drop a single right now, and it's not even a single. It's just a record called "Take Your Time," featuring Sinead, produced by Airplay Beats, and it got like a little mini movie to it. You know what I mean? We're going to drop a couple more records after that, and then we're going to probably put together a little body of work and put together a little project.
Okay. Well, we're going to get ready to wrap it up. So tell everybody how they can get in touch with you, how they can follow you on social media.
Yeah, follow me on Instagram, The Real Bueno, TheRealBueno. And go to my YouTube, youtube.com /Bueno, and the number's 916. Check out my stuff, you know what I mean? Hidden Treasure Delivery. Y'all need cannabis? I deliver. We're doing great, you know what I mean? So, yeah, hit us up. Go to Weed Maps, Hidden Treasure, and you get all the deals. Tell them Bueno sent you,
All
man.
right. Well, y'all heard it here. All right. Man, I want to thank you all so much for taking the ride with the kid. You guys know I'm forever grateful. This is season 1 of many more to come, and I'm just grateful for my guests for coming in today and taking a ride with us. And you guys, I want to tell you all this. You know, I tell you this often. To whom much is given, much is required. And reach back for those that are coming up behind you. Pay homage to those who did it before you. It's as simple as that, and it's free, and you'll feel good about yourself. Until next time, though, peace, one love. May God bless your hustle. We out of here, man.
It's the First Lady point of view. First Lady point of view. You tuned in. It's the First Lady point of view. It's the First Lady point of view. First Lady point of view. You tuned in. It's the First Lady point of view. You tuned in. It's the First Lady point of view. First Lady point of view.